beast. Do you want to work these, and these, but don't know how? Well, then this is the perfect video for you. Welcome to the Born to Be a Beast YouTube channel. My name is Brady B. Man Becker, and today I'll be teaching you the 20 best exercises for arms. 5 for forearms, 5 for biceps, 5 for triceps, and 5 for shoulders. Let's hop right into it. The first exercise is bicep curls. With bicep curls, I like to use dumbbells so I can really focus on that unilateral contraction to my biceps. I like to get a good squeeze at the top and not turn my hands too early. Right around my waist is where I turn them to finish off the rep. Make sure you're doing the same amount of number of reps per arm and really focusing on that squeeze. Once you get 20, switch to hammer curls. Now, in my previous video, I said that one of the best forearm exercises is hammer curls. Yes, that is correct, but also hammer curls work the brachialis or the long head of the bicep, really giving you that fullness and peak to your bicep. These are meant to be done right after doing bicep curls, so your biceps may be pretty tired, but you gotta force that muscle growth. So if you need to, take a little bit of a rest, shake it out, get those biceps flowing. Once you feel ready, go ahead and pick those dumbbells right back up and start going at it at crossbody curls. With the crossbody curls, you want to bring your arm across your chest to the opposite end. Really focus on squeezing and getting that good contraction. As you see with my bicep, it gets hard at the top because I am squeezing. Crossbody curls are a great movement to end on for exercise 1, as by the end, your brachialis will be pumping and you could see it sticking out, which is pretty crazy. Our first exercise is tricep pushdown variations. Now with the variations, it's not necessarily to work one tricep more than the other at a time. It's just because whenever you do this, you can do more weight by putting your head on either side so that cable doesn't get in the way. But whenever you do it, make sure that your elbows are not going more than 90 degrees up, and make sure you are getting a full range of motion down to the bottom, getting a great contraction. Make sure that whenever you do this exercise, your foot moves accordingly with your head. If your foot is out on the right side, then your head is on the right side. And make sure you do 10 to 15 reps on each arm. Between sets, it is so important to make sure you're staying hydrated. And to do that, I am drinking BCAAs by First Form. They are so delicious to keep me hydrated. The second exercise is a close grip bench press using a curl bar. With this exercise, you want to make sure you are even on the bench, and you also want to make sure your hands are even on the bar. Then, you want to come down and touch your chest, then do 100 explosive reps. Whenever you do this exercise, make sure that you only go around half range of motion. Do not go full range of motion. When you're going half range of motion, your triceps are a lot more activated and will get an even better pump. And just note, it's okay to rest. This is a hard exercise to do, especially when you're using 50, 60, 70 pound curl bars. Do not rest for more than 3 seconds, because the longer you rest, the least amount of time your triceps are going to be activated. You want your triceps activated at all times. Whenever I'm done doing my 100 explosive reps, I'm then going to go into 10 burnout reps of full range of motion. I do this to really push my triceps to their limit so I can force muscle growth. The next exercise is bicep curls with a curl bar. Now I like to use the kind of bendy curl bar with a bunch of grooves in it, and I like to go to the closest groove so that I am getting the best contraction on my biceps and I'm really squeezing. As you can see, I am kind of struggling here. That's because my muscles are pumped and the blood is flowing, and I'm also focusing on the weight and squeezing my biceps. That's why I'm not swinging. Make sure you do not swing when you do this exercise so you can really focus on the muscle. Along with staying hydrated, it is so important to stretch in between sets so you do not get injured. What I heard, torn muscles are no fun. The third exercise is bicep curls with the rope attachment. Now I love using the rope attachment because you can spread it apart, and by spreading apart, you can really focus on those biceps and making sure that they are getting the best contraction that you can possibly get. Now when I'm doing this, I'm really focusing on squeezing once again. The thing about the bicep is you have to squeeze so you're working it to its max potential. Because trust me, your biceps, they can do a lot. That's why you feel them during back and some other movements, even when you're not training them, because your biceps take over a lot. So when you're really focusing on them and squeezing hard, trust me, that blood is flowing and your biceps are about to be pumped. The third exercise is tricep pushdowns with the rope attachment. Make sure that your elbows do not go past 90 degrees at the top. By doing this, you're getting an even better contraction and focusing more on your triceps. Along with focusing on your triceps, make sure you split that rope at the bottom to get a great squeeze and contraction and force that muscle growth. The fourth exercise is preacher curls. Now I love preacher curls because it works the entire biceps, and you can really focus on getting a great squeeze at the top while also making sure you get a full range of motion by touching your forearms at the bottom of the pad. Although the biceps can take a lot, make sure you're able to control that weight. It's okay to go lighter, because whenever you go lighter, chances are you'll get a better squeeze with that bicep and are able to get a better contraction. Another reason you want to go lighter is because you do not want to put too much tension on the elbow because you could get injured. Remember, never give up form for weight. The fourth exercise is single arm tricep pushdowns. This exercise is very self-explanatory. This is just so you get more of a unilateral feel to your triceps, so you're focusing on only one at a time, just in case anything is uneven whenever you're doing tricep pushdowns with both arms. Whenever you do this exercise, do around 10 to 15 reps on each arm. And also, I don't use an attachment for this. There's a little ball at the top of the clip, and I hold on to that and go cross body down, making sure I get a great squeeze and contraction on my triceps. As you guys know, I like to do a burnout set at the end of my training sessions. So for that reason, the final exercise being reverse grip pull-ups. Now you may think that pull-ups work the back, although that is true, but if you see with my hands, they are reverse grip, and whenever you do the reverse grip, it'll work your biceps more. That's why it's a great exercise to end on. The fifth and final exercise is diamond push-ups. The diamond push-ups really target your triceps. A lot of people think that push-ups, any kind of push-ups, target your chest, but that is not true. It really depends on how you have your hands. When you have it in a diamond formation, it targets the triceps. I find that whenever I do burnout sets of 25 reps, then 15 reps, then 10 reps of this exercise, it really targets my triceps, and it's a great way to conclude the workout. Exercise 1, seated shoulder press. With the seated shoulder press, you want to make sure that your back is lined up exactly with the back of the seat, while pressing the weight directly above your head. You also want to make sure that you are controlling the weight. Don't just drop it as soon as you go up. You want to make sure that your elbows go down to a 90-degree angle, and make sure that you are finishing every single rep with a full range of motion. Exercise 2, reverse seated shoulder press. Now this is a normal seated shoulder press machine by Flex, but the way I do it is I like to turn around and face my chest towards the back of the seat and press up. I really like the contraction that I get with this machine, and I love the burn afterwards. Whenever I do this machine, I like to keep my chest as close to the bench as possible, and I like to press up, leaving my elbows at a 90-degree angle and getting a full range of motion. The third exercise is a standing lateral raise. Now I love lateral raises because the burn on the lateral raises is like no other shoulder exercise. I like to do a bunch of reps whenever I'm doing it. Whenever I do those reps, I always like to stand in, and I'm standing as tall as possible. I'm not bending over Whether you're doing these with a machine or dumbbells, keep a soft bend in your elbows so that you are not straining your elbow joint. This next exercise is just like the first one. That's because it's also a shoulder press movement, but instead of a machine, it's dumbbells. Now with the dumbbells, you want to make sure that everything is even, all the way coming down and all the way going up and touching evenly at the top. Always for dumbbell shoulder press, I do tempo with it. So I'll do 2-0-2, which means 2 seconds up, 0 pause, and 2 seconds down. And to end off this shoulder training session, seated lateral raises with dumbbells. Now this exercise is just like the second movement, but instead of standing, you are seated. With this, you want to make sure that your back is lined up with the seat and you still have a soft bend in your elbows and you are getting a full range of motion at the top. Make sure you are controlling the weight and not just throwing it up there. So use lighter dumbbells if you have to. The first exercise is reverse curl. Now with the reverse curl, I like to use a straight curl bar. You can also use a barbell. But how you do this exercise is you put the bar behind your back and you start going in an up motion. Whenever you do this, you really want to focus on the stretch to work that lower to mid posterior forearm. After you did 12 to 15 reps, make sure you put the curl bar down and flip it so that it is in front of you and you're going in an up motion this time, focusing on the anterior forearm. This will really help strengthen your wrists, getting you that thickness that you've been wanting. The next exercise is just normal dumbbell hammer curls. Now, a lot of you guys think that this will actually help biceps. Yes, it does help biceps, but it also helps the forearm. I used to never train forearms, but after every arm day, I noticed that my forearms were pumped, and I always wondered why. I did a little bit of research into it, and I noticed that hammer curls help target that forearm. The next exercise is a reverse curl. Now, instead of being behind the back, you actually want to do it out in front of you in kind of a bicep curl movement, but it's not targeting your biceps as much as your forearms. This hammers your forearms, and if you focus on the contraction and getting the proper range of motion, your forearms will be pumped by the end of this exercise. The fourth exercise is preacher wrist curls. This exercise works the posterior forearm. I use a curl bar when I do this. You can also use dumbbells. All that matters is that contraction. And to do that, just bend the curl bar at the wrist. Don't go up into a curl position, just at the wrists, so you can get that burn on your forearms and force that muscle growth. Shoot for around 12 to 15 reps and trust me, it'll burn. The fifth and final exercise is forearm and wrist rolls. This exercise targets the entire forearm and will act as a burnout, so that's why I do it last. When you do this exercise, you want to make sure your arms are out in front of you and focus on the contraction on your forearms. It's going to be hard because this is the last exercise you're going to do, but if you push yourself, the pump will be immaculate. I can't feel my arms. That workout was amazing. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure you drop a like and subscribe and let me know what you want to see next. And while you're down there, click the first link into the description for a Born to be a Beast workout program form. In that form will be a bunch of personalized questions that I will use to make you a personalized program based on your needs and preferences so you can get started on your workout journey. And also, follow my other socials. It'll mean a lot to me. I have a TikTok, Instagram, and a brand new gaming channel that I will be posting on daily. So please go follow those and subscribe. I will see you guys later. Take care and peace.